That's quite the way to start the day, Jose.
I'm so upset.
We've literally been here for like 4 minutes this morning. Jose was like, so you don't need these parts on the table here? I'm like, nope. So I start going downstairs to do whatever, and I hear a big crash.
I'm so upset. Oh, no.
Oh my gosh, our light bluish gray tile bin. No, there's so many different varieties, so many different bins. Well, I guess we know what we're doing today. We're doing a little bit of sorting, that's for sure. So in addition to that, I want to make some upgrades in the Lego City. And we have a giant bag full of pad boxes here. Found some epic stuff at the Lego store.
Certainly did.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I guess we better start by sorting light bluish gray tiles though, hey? Maybe we should start by brewing some coffees, because...
I'm going to need a coffee first.
Yeah. That looks deadly. It shouldn't be too bad though. Oh my gosh, we just realized it's worse than what it seems, because that was the bin I was using when I was working on the residential area yesterday. And I was changing up the covering. So included in that drawer there, like on top of it is the 1x2 slopes, the 1x1 plates. There's even more than just tile. 1x1 brick. It's all the same color too, so it's going to be hard to identify. Oh no. Oh, in addition to that, it is just snowing like crazy outside for the last day and a half. There's like 2 feet of snow, so the roads were just treacherous. Like the white mud, the road here, like it had to be closed down. It's like one of the main roads in Edmonton. It had to be closed down yesterday because there's so many accidents. It was just nuts. Wow. Just crazy morning. So I think we'll leave those tiles for a little bit later on in the day when we get around to doing sorting. We're going to have to do sorting because in here there's a ton of parts. Look at this cute little GWP too. I can't remember how much we had to spend to get that. $100 probably?
I think 100.
100? And you know what? I can't even really remember what's in these boxes because we went and got these a few days ago at this point. And I don't even know how many are in here. Looks to be 9. So the pad wall is getting new fresh inventory, and these are super fresh. Look at that. Coral colored leaf elements. Sort of strange, but I think you can create some really nice flowers with those.
Mm-hmm. Those weren't even on the wall. They were actually just sitting on the counter when we went to go check out.
Yeah, so they juiced us for another box. Had to get those. I think we're going to be able to use those for coral, just colorful flowers, whatever it may be. Just nice trees. This one here, we found these in olive last time we were there. The 2 plate ones, and then there's some more fern elements in there, but it's good to have the nougat ones because we create nougat walls, so we can pair those up with nougat plates that we found on the pad wall, also the nougat masonry bricks, and dark tan palisade bricks.
We literally didn't have any of those in our parts inventory. I think we have like 3 in the drawer, so that's nice.
Look at those flowers.
We have found these in dark pink before on the wall a few years ago. It was a nice find.
It was a nice find for sure. There's some beautiful flowers. What else we got? Okay, you got some of these 1x3 rounded black plates. Could use those for building stairs. We've seen that recently in the steamboat set. And then more of these sand green leaves. And fern elements, both dark and regular green. Can't go wrong with those, that's for sure. Ooh, I forgot about this. Nice. Maybe you should have got more of these cheese slopes in trans light blue. We found the 1x1 trans light blue tiles last time, but the cheese slopes are great for waves. So we should definitely upgrade some of our waves in the Lego City today. Forgot about that box. That is just glorious. And what do we got here? Okay, so this one has this like peach colored pieces, 1x3s.
Sort of random. They didn't have a whole lot in there. I just sort of figured that, you don't see that color very often. Doesn't hurt to have. And we got these. They had those in, what color was that last week?
Tan.
Was that tan.
Yeah. And then these pink.
I don't know that I've ever seen that. I mean, I'm sure I have, but
We should have got more.
definitely don't see that color very often. We got these because we're like, I don't know what we'll do with that, but it could be cool. And then we're like, man, we can make some pink trees. Like, how cool would some pink trees be?
What's wrong with pink trees?
Absolutely nothing.
More dark green trees, too. Yeah. More fern elements. Epic pad wall selection once again.
It's been a good couple of weeks here.
Wow. Pretty glorious. Not too bad. So we're going to sort all this stuff, get it worked into our system, and we'll take care of some stuff in the city as well. You know what? Just another quick note. I'm in the works of processing all these boxes here. And I forgot that we have 1x4 light gray masonries. We only got like a quarter of a box of those for some reason. Maybe we should have got more. Didn't really have time to stack that day because we were doing some other stuff. But the selection that you see here on the table is a very small selection of what they actually had at the pad wall. They had like all the masonry colors again, like olive green. They had dark gray, dark orange, nougat, 1x4 tan. There was so much cool stuff. And the pad wall, I had never seen like that. It was like the first day of spring break, I think it was. Maybe not the first day, but it's during spring break here in Canada. And oh my gosh, there was like 30 of us just ravaging the wall. It was savage. It was savage. But we got a very small selection of what was actually available that week. It's crazy. Pad walls are lit here in 2025. It's just wild. But yeah, we found those 1x4 masonries too. They were buried below some of the fern elements, that like solid box of dark green fern elements. So, yeah. All right. The fun begins with sorting it all, but then the actual fun of building everything with all of these parts. That's what we need to focus on. You know what? There's something else that Mrs. Bricksie and I need to focus on, and it's a project that we got so close to completing and we didn't finish it. All of the identity plates, I guess we'll call them, on the identity, what? Identification plaques on our drawers. We got so close to doing them, like finishing them all, but we didn't get around to finishing like Technic, corner brick and plate, bars, stairs and ladders, minifig accessories, trans light and dark blue. We didn't get around to finishing like just your standard bricks and slopes over here, and most importantly, connectors. I feel like that's something we just need to sit down and get done. Like I should just be doing that today. Like that's just something that should be done. Also, we haven't gone through all of our overstock drawers, which are loaded full of bags. And at this point, it's actually more than just drawers. It's the cabinets and the drawers. So we need to go around with our label machine and identify all of those, or put the 6x8 plates on those as well and identify them. Should probably do that. Hopefully I didn't use all the 6x8 white plates in the Winter Village. Do you think I did? Jose?
The which?
The Winter Village? Do you think I used all the 6x8 white plates in the Winter Village?
I hope not.
There's not very many here. No. Okay, well, I need to go through the overstock bins, but probably leave that for another day. Procrastinating about it yet again. Now, something I've been meaning to take care of for quite some time here in the Lego City is upgrading the trees within the Central Park. I love the Central Park. It's awesome, but I think some of the mini tree builds are not the greatest, specifically the ones going around the border, like around the perimeter of the park. Oof, not the best tree. It's like 2x2 circular bricks fed onto the flex tubing. So they're rather difficult to take apart, but sometimes there's 2 bricks between each leaf, so they look pretty sparse, and they're definitely not worthy of our beautiful Central Park. So I want to upgrade every single one of these trees, but there's quite a few of them. So it's going to take a lot of parts and a little bit of time, and we're also going to have to rip them all apart, but I think it's going to be worth it just because They don't look good at all. Like, what the heck is that? I do like having the border of trees, though. I think it adds a lot to the park, and it sort of shelters it from the traffic. There's all the trees. Some of them were not too bad, but they definitely need to be upgraded. You know what a nice thing about 16 trees is they fit perfectly on a 32 by 32 base plate, 4 by 4. Beautiful. So we use the same technique. There's no sense in completely changing the design, but each one was ripped apart and the leaves were distributed more evenly amongst the 2 by 2 circular bricks. Also, we decided to add flowers. So we use the blue and yellow flowers, and we've got a bunch of different colors of leaves on there, the dark green, the regular green, the lighter green, the sand green, the lime green. So yeah, all sorts of greens used in there, and there's more leaf elements on them as well. So just in general, these look a lot more complete. I think they're going to add even more color to that Central Park with the addition of the flowers, and we're just way happier with the look of them. All right, let's place them. So there we have it, the new and improved Central Park. A subtle change like that makes a huge difference. I alternated the trees on either side, so it goes blue, yellow, blue, yellow, blue, yellow, blue, yellow. Yeah, that just looks so much better. Those trees have been bothering me for so long, honestly, ever since we created this park. So I'm happy that we were able to make those changes today. Just like that, the city is coming along nice. Like, the residential area is done. The Central Park has been upgraded. We do have this green space that I need to look into there. The train track has pretty much all been fixed up, which is excellent. The zoo is done. That hill beside the zoo is looking pretty fresh. The botanical garden up there is looking amazing. And Mrs. Brixie's working on adding some cheese slopes to our waves here within the ocean. Look at that. Found all these cheese slopes on the pab wall. She's going through and just adding some more. Now we use clear slopes for our waves. So if we take these and put them on top, not gonna look the greatest. So we're creating some mini waves and also filling in some of the space around the waves. It would be sweet if we found more trans clear cheese slopes so that we can add them on top of the waves. There's another part that we need to add to our order list, Jose. We really should start a new wanted list with all of these parts, because there's been so many things that I've been mentioning. A 6x6 tile for the top of the tunnel, a 1x2 light gray slopes for the platform coverings that sort of go up, just like this here. Now these cheese slopes, and there's probably, I don't know, 30 other parts that we need to order, and it's just a matter of getting around to doing it. All right, now that Central Park's all upgraded there, pretty happy with those changes. There's something else we got to deal with, and that is placing this new set, which is the Lego Lord of the Rings, the Shire. All right, the Shire. Yes, this set here, a lot of people don't like it. I think it's more so the price that they don't like. $270, 2017 pieces. A lot of people think that the mini builds aren't really cohesive with the set and just in general don't look very good. And maybe they should have reallocated those pieces to the actual model, or just lowered the price in general, maybe given us a closed back and a larger actual hobbit hole. And yeah, when I was reviewing it, I have no idea why I did this, but I called Mrs. Proudfoot Rosie. I'm not proud of that, you know, it's not ideal. I should have known, like, obviously she's got an old wrinkled face and sort of matches up with Farmer Proudfoot. It just wasn't my brightest day. To be honest with you, I built it that day. I did another video, and then at the end of the day, I filmed my review, and then I was editing till 11:30 in the morning, or sorry, 11:30 at night, and it came out the next day. So that's probably why I made a couple of mistakes. I just was fatigued. Yeah, I'll give it to you straight there. What else were we doing that day? So after building this, we continued to work on the residential area, just upgrading all of the yards and working on that playground and everything. And then after Mrs. Bricksie left for the day, I filmed my review on it, and I had to rush out of here because I had Pool League. So we did Pool League. Oh, that was on Wednesday. We actually started our morning at the Lego store, got those pad boxes, came here, built this set, worked on the residential area. Jose left for the day. Then I filmed my review. Then I went to Pool League. Then I got home late at night and did the editing and had to get it uploaded for 7 in the morning the next day. So it was like a busy day, and I guess I just didn't give it my full attention, which it definitely did deserve. But I still think it's a cool set. It's overpriced. And the big question is are we going to put it in the Lego City, or are we going to put it on the shelves with some of the other Lord of the Rings sets? At this point, I don't really have like a green hill that's designed for integrating the Hobbit hole. Maybe in the future we'll do that, but we may as well just put it on display for now, because I don't think it belongs here with all of these epic Lego Star Wars sets. And you know what? I'm going to give it to you straight here as well, everybody. Sometimes I think I just spread myself a little bit too thin when I consider like how much time I have in the day to do something. Sometimes I just try and take on too much, you know, like I'm going to the Lego store, and then I'm building the Shire, and then we're working on the residential area, and then I'm filming the review, and then I'm editing that review that night. And it's just like, sometimes I take on too much, and I just get a little bit overwhelmed, you know, but I'm trying to do the best I can to try and keep everything going here in the studio. And my primary goal with the studio and this channel and Lego in general is just to keep having fun with Lego. That is the most important thing, right? Like that's what I want to, that's my goal. I just want to keep having fun with like the city, and I want to focus on the city. So sometimes other things don't get as much of my attention as they probably should, especially when I have twins at home and all that. So yeah, sometimes I just take on a little bit too much, but it's all good. We're having fun, and we're continuing to get things done. Well, you might be able to guess where I decided to put the Shire. Yep, in the Star Wars room. Doesn't really make sense, does it? But hey, I don't have enough large Star Wars sets at this point to fill this entire room. Wouldn't that be something? We're almost there, though. There's only one additional cabinet, which is allocated to Lord of the Rings, of course. So you've got Barad-dûr, the Tower of Orthanc up top, Rivendell, of course, and then below that is the Shire. The Shire would fit on one of my Billy bookcases. That's like the narrower shelves. Those ones over there, not as deep. But why not group all of the Lord of the Rings stuff together? So I just installed another shelf in this PAX unit, and there you go. Fills it up. Not really. Quite a bit of void space, but I think it's worthwhile displaying all of these epic Lord of the Rings sets together. Oh, there is one more. It's Helm's Deep. The minifigures are being displayed right here, but Helm's Deep is under here. I don't know. The displayability of that set isn't the greatest. It needs to be mocked up for sure. I wonder what everyone's thoughts on that set were when it was originally released. I'd imagine the price was a lot more reasonable, and it comes with epic figures, so I'd imagine it was pretty hyped. I couldn't tell you because I don't think I was collecting Lego at that time. However, I think the Tower of Orthanc was on the shelf when I first started collecting Lego. Geez, I wish I could go back in time. That would be super cool. But yeah, I think this is a good temporary solution for now until we decide to put that in the Lego City. And there's been a lot of comments saying that, you know what, I like the size of that Lord of the Rings set because it's cheaper than Rivendell and cheaper than the Barad-dûr set. And it's also easier to display because it will fit on a smaller shelf, and not everybody has the luxury of having so much space. So I like it because it's smaller, however, it's still overpriced. So some people do like the fact that it's a reasonably sized set, which will actually fit on a smaller shelf, especially when you compare it to the other Lord of the Rings sets that are currently available, which are much larger, making them harder to display. I also have higher piece counts, making them more expensive and not as affordable as the overpriced The Shire. So here's Mrs. Bricksie's progress with the wave details. I love this. Look at that. You've got some texture before the grand wave. Also around the minifigures. That makes a lot more sense. Like you got the cheese slopes up against them, even if they're standing in the water. it's a subtle detail that I really like. And around the rocks where we used to have just like random 1x1 studs, we replaced them with the cheese slips, or Mrs. Bricksie did. I think that's a lot better than random 1x1 studs, so all the way along. Obviously, changing all of this takes quite a bit of time. She got to about here, but now I think we want to transition into sorting light bluish gray tiles and also sorting some other Lego as well. And we will leave this for another day. So we're going to go through and upgrade all of these waves, but she's sort of sick of it and I don't feel like doing it. Well, I don't feel like sorting either, but it sort of needs to get done. So that's what we're going to do. But doesn't that look cool? You got the cheese slopes, a little bit of texture right before the wave. And we can also use these in our creek, because I found the 1x1 tiles the other day in Translite Blue on the wall, and we can mix those into the creek as well, giving it a little bit more texture and also creating rapids within the creek. I even have some 1x2 plates there and 1x1 circular studs. So there's studs available that we can put those cheese slopes on and create more rapids within our river or creek. So yeah, that was definitely an epic find. Beauty. So yeah, we're gonna transition into sorting. We've got some bins up there that are just like part out bins. There's like a bunch of valuable pieces in them, and we're just trying to sort like 2, 3, 4 bins a day. Maybe not 4, that's a bit much, so that we can eventually tackle that. I've decided that I am no longer gonna be buying bulk Lego. Of course, that doesn't include the pad wall, it doesn't include ordering pieces directly from Lego or Bricklink. I'm no longer gonna be buying like bulk lots just because the amount of sorting and labor that has to go into it is crazy, and then you end up with a bunch of pieces that you don't even really need. So I definitely won't be doing that again, but I think we had a pretty successful day today with checking out that PAB haul, sorting it, getting it all filed away, upgrading the trees, placing the Shire, upgrading a little bit of the waves, and just sort of logging it up. Now we're gonna go do some sorting, and we wanna get out of here early today because the roads are treacherous, and we want to go pick up our kids from daycare and have a wonderful Friday evening. I hope you do the same. Thank you so much for coming on by. Please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for a while.